Hey, welcome back to Talk Time with Jay Allen Photography. It's the photography podcast. It's the real photography talk for real photographers. Episode 28. We've actually taken a week off, and man, I truly enjoyed that week off. I've really enjoyed just kind of getting to relax a little bit and not have to worry about it too much last week. Granted, last week it was pretty much a slow news week in the camera world, or maybe not. So, super exciting news. Canon announced their R1, which is their flagship, and the R5 Mark II. As many of you know who watch my channel, I am a shooter with the R5. I love the R5. It has been the best camera I've ever used, hands down, best camera I've ever used. I absolutely love it. And when I bought it, my intention was to use it until the R5 Mark II comes out, and then I would replace it. Now, why is that? You know, a lot of people, they worry about, or a lot of people, you know, it's an expensive body. You know, I think when I paid, I paid $38.99 for the first one, and I actually have pre-ordered the second one, and I paid whatever the cost is. I think it's $42.99. And I'm not saying that to show how much money I've spent on my cameras, but what I learned a long time ago is the bodies are going to come and go, and the lenses are where you're going to put your money. Now, of course, I'm putting my money into the body, but so the intention is that I will sell the R5 and recoup some of that cost. I think Jared Polin actually says you kind of are renting the body if you look at it like that. And to me, if I can get close to $2,000 for the R5 when I sell it, that means basically that I paid $2,000 for it over the course of the 4 years that I used it. So that to me is not a bad investment. It definitely earned its money, and it helped me achieve a new level in my photography. That said, the R5 Mark II has some pretty nice specs. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not here to discuss how good it should have been or how much better it should have been or how lackluster the R1 specs are kind of coming out to people. That's not what this is about. I'm just letting you know, hey, I've ordered a new camera body. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to start using it. It actually ships on my birthday, August 20th, and I hope it gets here as soon as possible so that I can start using it. Really looking forward to that. I've said it 100 times over. I say it to friends. Photography is an expensive beast. It is just expensive. And so what I actually wanted to do in this podcast today is go shopping. Let's go shopping. And what I want to do is kind of show you or talk to you about ways that you can actually maybe not save money because you're still spending it, but how you can do photography a little bit easier on your budget or a little bit easier on your wallet, to where it doesn't hurt to spend $42.99 to just get one thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try to avoid eBay. The reason that I'm going to avoid eBay is because sometimes you don't always know what you get with that. Sometimes you're getting, what do they call it, a gray market, or I don't know. I just maybe like scammed products, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to avoid the Facebook Marketplace and places like OfferUp, even though I think those are actually good places that you can go to find camera gear. With those places, what's cool is you can actually go and, if you find one on the Marketplace or OfferUp, you can go and maybe give it a test run. Whereas the places I'm going to suggest, you can't necessarily do that. But with these places, you can rest assured that you're going to get, a good product for what you're buying, and it will come with some protection for you when you buy. I have as my backup camera a Canon EOS R or Canon EOS R. I bought it initially, not this one, but I bought the R brand new when they announced it. I was really happy to buy it. Loved the camera. But when I upgraded to the R5, I sold my R. But then I decided that I wanted to have a backup camera, or a camera that I could actually take and travel with without having to take my big camera and my big lenses. So I bought a refurbished Canon EOS R. I can't remember. I think I actually bought it around a Black Friday. And I think the Canon EOS R, even today, is a great portrait camera. It is not going to be the best option for you if you're wanting to shoot action shots or anybody really moving around. It doesn't shoot a high frame rate, but at 30 megapixels or just over 30 megapixels, it is just a beautiful portrait camera. And I wouldn't have any problem using it today. So, but that's a pretty good deal. It's a full frame camera. I got the battery grip so that it actually would work longer. And again, I would have no problem taking out the EOS R for a portrait session and coming back with great photos. So that's kind of where I want to go today is, knowing that photography is expensive, what are ways that you can actually save money and still be rest assured that you're going to get quality products? So we're going to go shopping. I'm going to pull up Canon's website, the usa.canon.com, and we're going to go to cameras, and then once you click that link, it's going to pull, or you can see where it's refurbished cameras. So I'm going to go there. So say you're looking for, you want to upgrade. There's somebody recently that said their T7 was just, too outdated, too slow, and so they were looking for a good entry-level mirrorless camera. Typically, I'm not going to recommend a crop sensor camera just because I think full frame's a better option, and I think that there are good enough refurbished full frame cameras at this point in time that are just as good, if not better, than a brand new crop sensor. So, and again, I'm more familiar with Canon, so I'm going to stick with Canon, but I would imagine that if you go to Sony or Nikon or Fuji, they probably have refurbished products on their site. But let's go to shop some refurbished cameras from Canon. So, and again, I'm not looking to if you're looking for a camera today, if you're looking to upgrade a camera today, in my personal opinion, I would not look at a DSLR. I wouldn't look at it at all. There is no reason to buy a DSLR today to spend that kind of money. If you can get one for fairly cheap and it's good and that's what you can do, then do it. But like first things off, it shows a refurbished EOS 90D for $1,000. I'm going to show you that you can get into mirrorless for just as inexpensive or a little bit more than that. But let's go. So let's see here. All right. So I found a refurbished EOS RP for $809. Now the EOS RP that was launched day and date with the R. So it is older. I think it actually launched in 2019. So it's pretty long in the tooth. It is very base model Canon full frame mirrorless camera. So that one I would probably stay away from. If you're looking for crop sensor, $459 for the R50. That's not bad, and I've actually heard pretty decent things for the R50, but again, I'm not looking at recommending a crop sensor. More than likely, if you're kind of looking to save money, maybe the refurbished price of the R5 is still out of your range. So let's kick that one out too, because that one's $26.99. But let's look. So we've got the refurbished EOS R6. That's the first version, not the Mark II, and it's $1,600. So I believe you can find a brand new crop sensor R7 for right around the same price. If it's me and I'm looking at getting into mirrorless and I've got a $1,600 to $1,800 budget, I'm going probably, if I'm looking at the R7 and the R6, I'm going with the R6. It's full frame. And then I'm gonna go one more. So I'm scrolling down. So we've got the R6 refurbished for $1,619, and then an R6 Mark II for $1,759. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I would actually go with the R6 Mark II. Now here's the one that I think really is the best option for somebody looking to get into mirrorless on a budget with full frame. And this is a refurbished EOS R8. This is currently on Canon's website for $1,169, saving you almost $200 from buying new. So it's not a big savings, but saving $200 is saving $200. So that's actually where I would go if I was going to jump into mirrorless on a budget. Man, if I can get $1,200, that's what I'm going for, is a refurbished EOS R8. It shoots at a high frame rate. It's got great autofocus tracking capability. It can shoot video. The only issue that I have with it is the body. It is more like the RP, and so it's not going to fit necessarily as well in my hand. It doesn't have a battery grip, at least at this time. That's like functional battery grip. It's just more to make the body a little bit bigger. It uses a smaller battery, so it's not going to last as long as the LPE6 batteries of like the R5 or the R6. But the EOS R8 is a fantastic entry-level full-frame camera in the Canon lineup. So here's again why I wouldn't go mirrorless. If you're looking on Canon's website, they have a refurbished 5D Mark IV for $2,000. That's insane to me to think of spending $2,000 on a DSLR 5D Mark IV. Is that camera fantastic? Absolutely. It can get what you need. But if you're going to spend $2,000, man, I would be going R6, R6 Mark II. You can find a so much better option in the full frame world from Canon than a 5D Mark IV. Those are just a couple of the cameras. Let's actually look at lenses. Lenses are really where you want to spend your money, and if you can actually save some money, that helps. Again, it always will help. So let's see if we can find us some refurbished lenses on Canon. All right, so I'm not going to be looking at the lower budget options for these lenses because I think those come with their own hardships. Meaning those aren't the greatest lenses of all time, and you're not really going to save a whole lot of money. For instance, they have a refurbished RF 28mm f2.8. It's like a pancake lens. I don't think that it's that great, but it's $239 and brand new it's $269. So you're not saving money there. Not that much money. Oh, here we go. And this is one that I actually really want. It's a refurbished RF 135 f1.8. This is a lens that I want. And I just haven't pulled the trigger on it, but this is definitely a lens that I want. It is brand new for $1,889 and refurbished it is $1,709. So again, it's almost a $200 difference. So if I was looking at buying a lens, maybe a camera, I've just showed that you could save $400 on that stuff. Buying a lens and a body. You could actually go with a refurbished R8 for like $1,200 and then this lens. Now, again, you're probably not going to be looking at that. So let me see if I can find a better option for that budget camera. Now, remember also, again, and most of the newer mirrorless cameras are going to be able to do this. You can use adapted lenses. I'm always going to try to go with adapted Canon lenses using the Canon adapter. I'm not going to go with a third-party adapter and then complain when the lens or the third-party lens doesn't function right. If you're using a third-party adapter, don't complain if it doesn't function the way it's supposed to function. But you can definitely adapt EF lenses to an RF or an RF mount body. Well, it doesn't look like Canon actually has a lot of good EF options. So I'm going to go to another site, mpb.com, or you can look at keh.com. So let's go to KEH real quick first, and we're going to do a quick shop. KEH deals with used products. So we're going to go for lenses, mirrorless lenses, and I'm looking for the Canon RF mount lenses. So right off the bat, they've got, just a list of these. Now, of course, some of these are expensive, but let's look for a little bit cheaper options. They've got the Canon RF35 1.8, and it is $395 to $399. I think that's about $100 off the brand new price. That's a great lens. It's a good walk-around lens. It's a 1.8 lens. It's a macro lens of sorts. You're going to be able to get good low light images with it, and again, it's a good lens to have. But saving money always is nice. A big dollar one, the Canon RF51 II, brand new. It's over $2,000, but they've got a couple that are in excellent shape. For $1,760, so that's about a $300 difference. That's pretty good. So again, if you're looking to save money, what I actually really want to find is an RF50. There we go, an RF50 f1.8 used. They've got them at $154, so that is about $100 off, brand new. Now, if you're looking at getting a refurbished R8 at $1,200, you'll probably also be looking for budget prices on your lenses. So right here, you have a 50 millimeter 1.8, the Nifty 50. It's a fantastic lens. Will be able to get you good bokeh, good separation for $154. So you're not even at the $1,500 point yet. You've got a great body and you've got a good lens. Don't be afraid to buy used. You should never be afraid to buy used, especially from a reputable site. That's the only reason why I didn't put Marketplace on there and OfferUp, is because, you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. Let's see here. I was looking for an 85. The 85 F2, so they've got one for $484. Which I think is about $120 off of the brand new price. Now this one's a little bit more expensive. The 85 is a fantastic portrait lens. My biggest issue with the 85 f2 is if you're wanting to use it for video, it's super slow. But it's really good again at that separation. At f2, it's nice. It would be better, I think, if it was a 1.8, but at f2, it's fantastic. It's got macro capability. It is a beautiful lens. I've actually used it. I owned it at one point, and I would actually like to have it again to be able to do more like budget-friendly YouTube videos, but I don't want to actually go spend $600 to do that. So maybe what I would do is rent the lens for myself, just because I've got a better option in my camera bag. All right, so we're going to shop at MPB real fast, and we're going to look at the Canon EOS R, see what kind of prices they have on that. So Canon EOS R, they've got $1,000. Not bad. Again, it's a really nice budget friendly full frame camera. It's not great for action shots, but it's going to get you beautiful portraits. And at MPB, again, you've got a warranty. You can actually kind of see what kind of condition they're in, because they will tell you what kind of condition they're in. This one's got all the body caps and everything like that. It does not have the charger, but it has a 6-month warranty. That kind of stuff. It does come with the battery. or a third-party battery charger and a third-party battery. Now, this is where I wouldn't save money. I would try to actually always buy the brand-specific batteries. You can get third-party, but you never know what you're going to get with that kind of stuff. They do not have the R8. Let's go back to KEH and see if KEH has the R8. So KEH doesn't seem to have the R8 either, so maybe the only good option would be to buy that straight from Canon because they do have them in stock. So I'm going to cut this podcast short because I could sit here and seriously do this all day. But the main point is again, photography is expensive. If you are on a budget, try to save money wisely. And I think one of the best ways to do it is to buy used and refurbished products, maybe from that manufacturer or definitely from reputable sites. One more thing I wanted to actually mention real quick. If you go to sites like B&H, they do have refurbished products. Something else that I noticed too is not only is it B&H, but like sites like Adorama, they have that as well. But they don't just have used cameras and camera lenses. They actually have used lights. And so those are not bad. So let's see real quick. I'm actually at B&H. I'm going to go into their lighting, their used lighting, and I'm going to look at their strobes. Because, I like my strobe. Okay. So they have oh man, that's a great deal. B&H right now has a used Godox 8400 Pro for $388. Brand new, it's $650. Dude, that is a fantastic buy. If I hadn't just bought a camera. They've got a Godox 8600 Pro used for $606, and that's normally an $800 strobe. Pro Photo, if you're a Pro Photo user, I don't use it, and I'll tell you, you're getting ready to hear why, but they're... let's see, Pro Photo B1X 500 is on sale used at $2,122. Brand new, it's $2,300 or $2,900. So, it's still a big savings. But don't think that you can just get used cameras and used lenses. You can also get used lights and used accessories. I even noticed Adorama has used backdrops for like a studio. So there's a lot of ways that you can save money in photography, and buying used is one of those ways, and I would highly, highly recommend it. Sorry for the long podcast. Maybe it's because I had extra week and a half of pent-up talk time that I needed to have, but there it is. Save some money. If you need to save some money, buy used, buy from reputable sites. And thanks so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. If you came back after the week and a half, I really do appreciate you coming back. And until the next time, keep shooting.